My name is Ife Olanrewaju. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm the MD of Fushizi Tours, Abuja and Rwanda. I'm very passionate about seeing people becoming better versions of themselves. I've been in business for 15 years. And out of my wealth of experience in business, both the good and the bad, I have put together this book titled The Bars with No Lots. It's navigating the twists of business partnership. I was involved in a family business that went sour some years ago. At the end of the day, so many things happened, which are potential pitfalls for people who enter business partnership without much consideration. If you get yourself a copy of this book, you will get to understand how to run family business. You will understand about partnership. You will understand how to turn a bad situation into a good one, and much more. Get yourself a copy of this book. My experience in partnership, I have a few points that I will share. Before you enter any business partnership, understand the scope of the partnership properly before saying yes. The second thing that stands out for me is seek legal counsel. Let all documentation be properly read, be properly proofread before you sign the dotted lines. Another thing that stands out for me from my own experience in partnership is do not be carried away by the material gains that you stand to benefit from by entering the partnership. Don't let it becloud your mind from being able to pay attention to the things that need to be done. And another thing that stood out for me is also learn to follow your instinct. If you have any mixed feelings or red flags or anything that you're not comfortable with, it's good to pay attention to them before going far. So some things that I didn't pay attention to then, which I do now, are one, I pay very much attention to my employee contracts. I ensure that the I's are dotted correctly. The second thing is I ask questions when I'm in doubt. I never assume. Assumption kills. Another thing I do is I seek legal counsel. I always seek legal counsel. Once there's an issue I'm not clear of, I seek legal counsel. The aspect of business that was blind trust for me then was number one, I didn't follow my instinct. The second thing was that I didn't ask questions. I just assumed and I delved in. And the third thing that to me was obviously blind trust was I assumed everybody was the same like me. I was very naive, so that was blind trust as far as I'm concerned. But bullish faith aspect comes up when I realized that this business had no option but to succeed. So success drive for me was bullish faith because I had nothing I could say I was holding to as a guarantee that the business was going to succeed, and the business succeeded. For young folks who have this in their history, I tell people the history or whatever has happened in the past has happened. How do you see yourself today? It's very important to redefine who you are so that it will determine how you would become in a few years from now. The mess of the past is not meant to mar your future. So let go of the past and begin to take steps to make your future better. The third thing I tell young people, especially when they have things like this in their history and they're afraid of what recruiters will say if they're looking for a job, is your perception of yourself is what people around you will perceive you as. So you need to see yourself as a victor over whatever has happened in the past. In the summary of everything, who you see yourself as today is what determines how people relate with you. So let go of the past. Create a new future by taking steps that show the direction of your life is going in a better curve rather than downward spiral. So for me, the courage to write this book is not about the content of the book is not about the parties concerned. It's about the lessons from what has transpired in the past. I have come to terms with what has happened. I have learned from it. and have decided to take the bull by the horn and move forward. I have forgiven myself for being very foolish, and I've also forgiven everyone that was involved in my incarceration in EFCC. For me, there are lessons in that experience for the world to learn from. So it's not just about the parties involved, but the lessons that need to be gleaned from that experience. I actually don't see it as a stigma. I see it as a stepping stone, because whatever happened to me was meant to make me into who I am today. So I had a decision to either make it to break me or to make me. So I don't really see it as a stigma per se. I just see, like I said before, it's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone. The disgrace, embarrassment, and shame I felt during the period of the whole case, yes, wasn't a pleasant one, but for me, they were all part of the ingredients of making me who I am today. It asked me that how did I cope during that season? Yoruba say something, it is what the bird eats that it takes to fly. So I came to terms with the fact that I needed to change the narrative of what I had in my mind. I filled myself with faith-filled teachings, preachings from church, messages. I used it to keep my mind alive because I couldn't afford to be depressed. I prayed a lot too, and I also did a lot of worship. I was always grateful for seeing another day. I also engaged with talking with positive-minded people. I surrounded myself with people who were encouragers and not discouragers. So for anybody going through this phase, those few points, as far as I'm concerned, can take you through it successfully. So this book is available on Amazon. Just search for Bars with No Locks with an S, and you get it on Amazon. Or if you're in Nigeria, you can order online by going to www.barswithnolocks, scrolling on the bar below, barswithnolocks.com. You would get a copy from there. It will be delivered to anywhere in Nigeria. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful day.